Welcome back to the Olmstead Workshop. Today we're going to do an open boxing and a quick demo of the newest edition of the shop, the Supermax 19 to 38 drum sander.
The drum sander is shipped as 3 large boxes on a pallet, so make sure if you order one of these yourselves that you get one from a company that has liftgate service. I purchased this one from Acme Tools, which isn't a sponsor, but they shipped fast and didn't charge any additional cost for the freight. First up, we take a look at the stand. This is an open stand, which unlike some others, it does have a definitive left and right side, so be mindful of that during assembly. Be mindful not to over tighten the installation bolts at this step because it can keep the stand from being assembled square. So just finger tight is good for now until the whole thing is complete, in which we can double back and make sure everything is tightened with a wrench. Be mindful of the installation instructions. As for the cross members, they overlap in a different order. They overlap on the top, but they are on the inside of the side members. If you don't get this assembled correctly, when you tighten down the bolts, you might bend the frame, which will keep it from being completely square. Next up, we're installing the lower shelf, which is difficult to do by yourself. Granted, I could have probably clamped some scrap wood in place to help hold the shelf in place, but I was a little overly excited. At this point in time, all the stand components are in place, so we can go back and tighten down all the installation bolts. I used my little 12-volt Bosch impact wrench and was just mindful that I didn't crank it down too hard. I opted to use my own casters, as the ones that you can purchase directly from Supermax run about $100, which I just find a little tough to swallow for a set of wheels. Granted, one of the biggest differences was the length of the stem, which made it a little bit longer of an installation process. Next up was the conveyor belt itself, which also includes the speed control. This all came pre-assembled, which was really nice because you just unbox it and set it on the stand for the most part. The drum and motor was the heaviest part of this. My girlfriend was a little camera shy, so unfortunately you don't get to see us struggling to pick it up and set it on top of a rolling stand. The upper assembly bolts down to the stand very securely, and then the conveyor and speed control just lines up very well with some pre-drilled holes and bolts, and then just gets bolted down into place. At this point, assembly was complete, so I connected my 4-inch dust collection hose, which is an absolute necessity on a machine like this, and gave it a go on some shiplap blue pine that I had lying around the shop. This unit has a feed control knob as well as a feature called IntelliSand, which will actually slow down the feed rate if the sander is working too hard or you're trying to take out too big of a bite. Granted, on a softwood like this pine here, I probably could have gone much faster, but I was just eager to check things out. Shortly after this, I did pick up the expansion wings available for this sander, and I would highly recommend them, as that's what enabled me to do this poplar butcher block countertop I made for Kitchen Island. Once again, thanks for stopping by the Olmstead Workshop. Please like and subscribe for more content, and we'll see you next time.